It's Masterpieces Week, the perfect week for all you puzzle heads out there. But did you know that Masterpieces doesn't just make puzzles? They make games, they even make crafts and stuff. For Christmas this year, my kids made ornaments using Masterpieces' Works of Ah line. And I gotta say, those ornaments are not the best. But he's 5 years old, okay? So cut him some slack. The actual crafts are great though. All week long, we're going to be posting videos that Masterpieces has sent us. We're going to be posting some videos that we made featuring Masterpieces products. And I thought we could kick the whole week off with an interview with Cameron Messick, the director of e-commerce over at Masterpieces. All right, and here we are with Cameron Messick, the director of e-commerce for Masterpieces. How are you doing today, Cameron?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. It is our pleasure. So we'll jump right in. Can you tell us a bit about Masterpieces? Give us like a bird's eye view of who Masterpieces is and what kind of products you guys make.
Yeah, so what Masterpieces is it's a really fun little company because it started in 1997, I believe. 1997 or 1995, one of those two. It actually started by the owner just having a desire to sell puzzles. It's actually kind of funny. He would actually go around with his truck, having puzzles in the back of his truck, and just go door to door and try to sell puzzles. And since then, it's obviously grown into a much, much larger company. He started with puzzles. So that's definitely our core. Kind of our heart is with the jigsaw puzzle community. But we have definitely tried to expand it into games and into even with one of the licenses that we got from NFL, we expanded into some baby items for that. We also have our Works of All line for people that like to do crafts. So really just trying to get a lot of different products for our kind of demographic that they really love.
Absolutely. I got to say, during the Christmas season, I took some Works of Ah things home to my kids, and we definitely had some fun making little ornaments and stuff like that. They're a blast. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun line, the Works of Ah.
I'm glad to hear.
And on top of that, I will say, you said the NFL, you have an NFL license. I know that you guys do because got a lot of play with the Chiefs checkers set over this past season. Had a lot of fun with that, playing it, but then also I cut out little Taylor Swift head stickers and stuck them to the side.
That's our next version. No, just kidding.
Yeah, there we go. The Taylor's version. Okay, so that's a bit about the history. I love that concept of that truly like homegrown from the ground up, selling puzzles out of his car. It's such that's a fun origin story for the company. Do you know what the first puzzles were?
Yeah, the first puzzles were some Arizona puzzles. So the owner of the company is from Arizona. So it was more just kind of scenery of Arizona were the first puzzles. And I would love to personally push those again. I was like, let's start that line again and get that artwork out there, just as our first puzzle.
Humble beginnings. Okay, so tell me a bit about you, Cameron. How'd you get in this space?
Yeah, so previously I was just in the e-commerce space, and then I was actually approached by Masterpieces to come work for them, and it was a no-brainer. I mean, work for a game company. I mean, I grew up on games. I see a lot of those games behind you, like the Catan. I'm a Catan nut to have almost every version of Catan you can have. The Tycoon games. I definitely did do I definitely wasn't as much of a puzzler, but I mean, I have definitely become a lot of a puzzler because I get obviously a free supply, so it's super nice. It's like work, get paid, and also get free puzzles. I mean, you can't beat that.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, so those are some of your games. What kind of puzzles do you like then? Do you like I've seen a vast array of puzzles, and some of them, when I see people doing them, I'm like, how are you even trying?
Yeah, there's definitely some people out there.
Is there a preference you have?
I agree that I think there's some people out there that just really, I'll say, hate themselves, but they really just like a challenge. I mean, I definitely am not that type of puzzler. I prefer more the 300-piece puzzles. We have a really nice line that has larger pieces. It's for people they're like worse eyesight, but personally I love it just because you can actually look at the image of the box and actually see about where it goes from that large piece. That's my preferred line or piece count and products that we have is the 300s.
Well, and I will say there is absolutely something to be said about a puzzle that you can finish in like a half hour as opposed to like 5 days of just
Yeah.
hovering over like, I think this piece looks like it fits, but the image is wrong. And my wife and mother are both different people. I feel like I should. They're both big puzzlers, huge puzzlers, and RU Games sells some murder mystery puzzles where you don't have the picture. And my mom was like, "Oh, can you get me some more of those?" And I was like, Mom, if you just hide the box, then that's the same thing. You don't have to look at the picture to know what it's going to be. Okay, so you have the puzzles, and that's kind of the bread and butter. And then you also have the works of awe, which is more craft oriented, painting your own ornaments, painting your own. We got like a train set, I believe.
Yeah, works of
Here we go.
originally kind of started as like
Ornaments.
a holiday seasonal type thing.
Okay, I was
We've
going to
definitely
say, 'cause it
expanded it
seems
into
very
more like summer things. Actually, this year we're coming out with some really cool new products. We've already started to develop a lot of new products that we'll talk, I guess. I can't say too much at the moment, but those will hopefully be released soon that are going to be more summer items and more kind of season, like the full season items. The reason we're doing that is we really love kind of screen-free activities. We've seen that, especially like during COVID, a lot of people kind of migrated towards the television, and a lot of parents especially are trying to get their kids to like go away from the TV, have more screen-free craft activities, kind of that STEM, whatever, or STEAM,
less
I guess it's called now.
iPads.
Exactly.
Yes.
That being said, I mean, it's very, very fun for adults too. And what's nice about most of our works of art kits is they come with multiple items. So usually you can have a few for the kids, a few for the family, for the adults, or you can just do it yourself. I mean, they're a lot of fun, whether it's for yourself or kids.
I love it. I love it. And I will say we've had a blast doing it. You also have some games that you guys produce as well. Like I pointed out, we got the Chiefs checkers and the NFL themed checkers games, but you also have like NFL trivia and I believe MLB trivia, and then a few also Opolies. You got the Coca-Cola Opoly and the Bird Opoly. Like, how did that come about?
Yeah, it's kind of started just because we're trying to listen to our customers. I mean, the people that were buying our sports puzzles, our licensed items, specifically sports is kind of where it came or stemmed from. We're just asking for more. They're like, "Hey, we love the puzzle. What else can you give us that's NFL?" So we did some research on kind of what people were wanting. We sent out some surveys and we said, "Hey, I guess people are wanting more games." So then we started to develop some NFL Opolies, NFL checkers, like you're seeing. So that's kind of how those or where those originated from, and that's really grown into a pretty big line for us. That's why we're starting to do stuff that's not sports as well. Like we have Sesame Street games, we have Coca-Cola games. Really, those are mainly kind of our licensed plays. We do have a few that are non-licensed as well.
Going on the puzzles then. First off, how do you guys come up with what the puzzles focus will be, the image will be? But then I'm also interested in how the actual puzzle process works. Go into that a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, so in terms of like developing new images and coming up with new ideas, we really like to listen to our customers. So we have been sending out more and more surveys, basically just asking for feedback, saying like, "Hey, what do we not have that you want?" We're really trying to just be a great company that listens to our customers. We want to try to have a loyal customer base and provide what they're actually wanting. On top of that, we're always looking at, just the industry. We're looking at what people are searching for and trying to come up with designs based on that. We work with a lot of our artists. We have both an in-house artist team and also we do work with external artists as well. But we're always looking for new artists, new people to work with to come up with great designs.
So I guess
we recently just started working with a social media person. Basically, who just has really, really good images online. Her name is H. Bunzy. And it's just it's very, very interesting. We contacted her basically saying, "Hey, we love your images. We think the style of artwork would be phenomenal." And now she's one of our top selling licenses in under a year. So it's phenomenal.
That's great. So I guess would the idea or the image come first? Like normally, would you say like, "Oh, we want to make, like a puzzle." Like obviously with like licenses and stuff, you want to like if it's a Coke, we want to make a Coke puzzle. Yeah. But is it like you want to go for more modern art, then let's go find art, or like like nice landscape photography, let's go find the landscape photography? Or is it like you see the photography and they're like, "Oh well, nah, that's got to be a puzzle"?
Yeah, most of the time it's you see a theme that you want to go after, then you go find art to go after that or make for that theme. But every once in a while, like with the case with H Bunzy, it's the other way around, but that's pretty uncommon, I would say.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so then being a predominantly puzzle making company, the actual puzzle pieces, like the shapes and everything, do you have like one or two specific cuts that you do every time, or are they different each time? How do you guys go about that?
Yeah, so the dies themselves, the die is basically the big stamp that comes and actually stamps the puzzle and makes all the pieces. All of our dies are actually hand drawn. So that's what kind of makes our puzzle pieces unique. It's not just kind of a cookie cutter standard puzzle piece every single time. And our dies, they definitely get reused for each piece count essentially and each puzzle board. So actually the size of the puzzle. That being said, we do have multiple different dies that we kind of rotate into. But that's why if you buy a puzzle now and then you buy that same puzzle 5 years from now, it will probably actually be a different die entirely.
Interesting.
We do have our dies. We basically made them so they're extra thin and extra sharp, so they actually don't last as long. But the purpose that we did for that is that our pieces fit together much, much better now. So if you have our puzzle from 10 years ago masterpieces versus now masterpieces puzzles, the fit is just night and day difference. It's completely tight. There's no give at all.
Yeah. Have you seen those people online then that are doing the
Yeah.
puzzle lifts and everything?
Yeah. That's kind of why we started doing that whole die, is because we were seeing like this is something that people are, or we were also paying attention to our customers saying like, hey, they're too loose. And then with the pickup challenge, we actually had a couple of videos go viral with a couple. There's I forgot her name, but somebody from completing the puzzle, which is a puzzle subscription.
Yeah.
They did quite a few videos for us that went very, very viral.
That's great. I'm always impressed when you got one that just comes up perfectly, and then they kind of like wave it around, and it still sticks together, and then they put it down.
She like threw hers and spun it, and I mean, obviously some fell off at that point, but most of it stayed together. It was phenomenal.
That's great. That's great. So do you guys play test your puzzles, I guess, after they're completed? Do you sit there and complete each one, or one of each one, to just see how it fits together and everything like that? Or
yeah, so before we have like a run going from the factory, we basically have them send us a sample. We check everything. We check all of the colors. We check that the dies are stamping entirely. And yeah, we really just go through nitpick every square inch of that puzzle and make sure that it's perfect.
So how long have you been with Masterpieces?
I've been with Masterpieces for a little over 3 years at this point.
What are you most proud of in your 3 years at Masterpieces?
Really making us actually listen to customers a lot more. We've become a lot more customer centric. What that means, instead of our customers being the huge brick and mortar stores, it's our customers being the end consumers. I think a lot of businesses just make sure that they're fulfilling all the needs of their big brick and mortar customers, because at the end of the day, that's where most of the profit does come from.
Yeah.
But the end user is the final customer. So I feel like we have really just done, tremendously at starting to listen to our customers. We're reading every single review, we're reading every single negative review, and we're trying to figure out how we can improve, make sure that we don't have any bad experiences.
Absolutely. And I think that's crucial. That is critical for survivability with companies like this, with game companies, with puzzle companies. Is will the big stores take the product is definitely needs to be on the front of the mind. But in reality, so much of whether or not they'll take it comes down to whether or not people are enjoying the product that you have, and whether or not they're telling their friends, or you got someone who builds a masterpiece puzzle, they do the puzzle lift, and they're just like, wow, that is a good fitting puzzle. And then they're going to post it online. And then other people are going to be like, oh, that's a good fitting puzzle. What company made that? Masterpieces. I got to pick up a Masterpieces next time I'm going to the store. And so I think that's something that oftentimes companies overlook. They get blinded by, they can't see the forest for the trees. They look at what'll get them in the store. They won't necessarily focus on what keeps them in the store. And so I think that's very impressive that you guys are looking at such a customer level. Good job. And thank you from someone who consumes products. Thank you. That's something that I think a lot of companies aren't doing as much. Okay, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time on this Friday, so let me ask you this. What do you see as the future of Masterpieces?
I see the future of Masterpieces really just becoming a more kind of a younger puzzle company. What I mean by that is historically we've definitely done phenomenally at targeting kind of the standard puzzle demographic, which is kind of the older person that really just is maybe retired, or maybe they're not retired, but they're staying inside a little bit more. The future of Masterpieces is we're really going into a younger demographic, that new puzzler that's really excited to test things out. As well as that, as we're getting into speed puzzling quite a bit. We've been working with quite a few speed puzzlers. Actually, the USA Jigsaw Puzzle Association, like the national competition, is happening actually this weekend. Our company's there sponsoring it.
Oh, wow.
A part of it, at least. So that's definitely something that we're trying to expand, or we're expanding into for the future of puzzlers. Is like it's insane to see, because we did go to the first speed puzzling competition and now this one, and it's like more than like 4x the amount of people that are interested in it. They're flying over from all over the country, some people from out of country even. So I see the future of jigsaw puzzles actually becoming a kind of a almost a little bit of a sport, where people are maybe streaming, people are watching, and it's becoming something that people are actually excited to watch even. I mean, you never would have thought 10 years ago, oh, I want to watch somebody do a puzzle. I mean, that sounds so boring, but I mean, there's millions of viewers that are watching these people puzzle fast. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's something about seeing people at the top of their game, as you will, even in something as, seemingly innocuous as puzzling. Yeah. When someone's good at it, it's impressive. It's impressive. Absolutely. And it can keep your attention. All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us, Cameron. I love your guys' products. Like I said, got a lot of play out of the Chiefs checkers. Some of the puzzles, I'm going to be doing them this week, and I'm kind of excited and a little bit intimidated by a few of them. And then again, the works of art, they were great this holiday season with me and my kids, and I'm excited to see you guys venture out into more other seasons or more evergreen products with that, because I got a couple of little art heads at my house, so
make sure to send you some samples, get your feedback.
Absolutely, yeah, I'd love it. All right, well, Cameron, hope you have a great day, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Hey, did you like that video? Why not run down there and give it a little like? Or write in the comments what you liked about it. Better yet, you could hit this button right here to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our fun videos. Speaking of those fun videos, you can click right here to watch some of them, huh? And if you're watching this on your phone and I'm just kind of doing this and there's no buttons over there, just use your imagination. Okay, bye, love you.